every time I come in the kitchen, you in the kitchen, in the goddamn refrigerator.
I sure am hungry.
Yo, welcome back everybody to the Morning Dinner Podcast. This is your boy Key, man.
Chuck.
And we host the Morning Dinner Podcast based out of Las Vegas, where we interview entrepreneurs, creators, and hustlers. And today we have Natalia Rosas in the house.
Hello. Hi, people. How are you?
So you are a model.
Yes.
What's the difference between a model and a supermodel?
Ooh,
Does a supermodel have, yeah, because I've always heard the term supermodel.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
Is that like you have powers?
You know, I wish that's how it worked. Like one day you just get to a certain point that you could read minds or something. No.
Yeah. Or you
honestly,
just go vegan.
I think that has to be some kind of superpower.
Yeah.
Clearing your mind and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would say like once you're at like Gigi Hadid, like once you have like a name for yourself and you don't need necessarily like your agent to explain who you are or your, resume and all that stuff. Like you just hear a certain name and it's like, boom. All right. She doesn't need anybody to speak for her. You know what I mean?
Like Bruno Mars is a super singer.
So he's a super singer.
Yeah.
Super singer.
Super performer. This is not a super podcast.
Let's just start putting super in front of everything.
Yo, that's how it should be, right? Like your Instagram bio should have like supermodel or like super whatever your career. Super doctor.
Yeah. Ooh.
That'd be tight.
Ooh.
Super doctor.
Are you into
Super
magic?
Doctor.
Huh?
Do you like magic?
Sure.
You ever seen this right here?
Oh, wait. Ooh.
Whoa. Oh, for some reason,
All right, I'm going to show the camera because everybody who's watching
No,
out
it's
there.
crazy. At this angle, it was amazing.
Was it? You can see this. You can see the trick. This is cool. This is the only magic trick I know.
I can see what you're doing.
I know you. Well, yeah. Depending on the angle, you can see it.
That's not magic.
But for those who are listening to the audio-only version of the podcast, what I was doing is this little trick where you make your finger look like it's popping off your hand.
It's funny because it's like, damn, your finger got hella thick.
Oh yeah, that's true, huh?
I noticed something was off.
I got some kind of like what is it called? Not dwarf. What's it called? The other one where it's like a bigger elephantitis on my finger. All right, let's talk about you being a model, because this is a very interesting thing. We've had a lot of creatives on here, from photographers, graphic designers. I mean, we had dancers, all kinds of stuff, but we haven't had a model yet. Ooh. And I want to get the perspective of where you're coming from. What got you into modeling in the first place?
Well, honestly, so when I had first moved to Vegas, I'm from San Diego. When I had first moved to Vegas, I didn't have any friends. I got here in the middle end of 8th grade into freshman year. So I came in, no friends, no nothing.
Dang, fresh.
So it was kind of depressing. Like I was super upset. And my mom put me into these like modeling classes. I was like, modeling? What the hell? I was kind of a tomboy in middle school. It's like, modeling? You can model. And then I ended up like loving it. And I ended up I kind of applied my competitiveness that I learned in like sports and all that. I kind of applied it to modeling. So I was like, well, I'm gonna be the best at something. I don't know. I'm gonna be a super something, you know?
Wait, so you were into sports before you were into modeling?
Yeah. So
or you were playing soccer?
I was playing soccer and flag football. So I loved football. Like, oh, I almost
flag football.
Flag football. But
yeah, I fractured my ankle one time playing flag football.
Yeah?
Damn, for reals?
I was just walking too.
That's
I wasn't even playing.
You were walking?
I was just walking.
You're just watching.
Yeah, like the play was over. I was going back to the other side of the field walking, and then I stepped in the hole.
Oh my God.
I didn't fracture though. I just sprained it. Yeah. They took me to the doctor.
Rough.
They took me to the
you
hospital.
Good? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I actually fractured my ankle like 2 years ago. A year and a half ago. That one was bad. Have you ever fractured anything?
No.
Yeah, it's not.
Actually, I think my finger. You see how this one's kind of fat?
No.
But that was soccer. Like I caught the ball like this. Oh, I didn't really catch it, obviously.
Ooh.
I cut it like that and jammed my finger.
Yeah.
You see?
Ooh.
It's kind of fat. Yeah.
Well,
it's a little thick.
All my fingers
it's a little thick.
All my fingers have bellies. Look at that. All my fingers have beer bellies.
Are you in?
All right. So you moved to Vegas when you end of eighth grade.
Yeah.
Your mom got you into modeling, and what happened after that?
I mean, it was okay. So at first it was kind of just like something to do. It was like something to distract me, make friends, and all that. But I don't know if you've heard of Quinceañera magazine.
I've heard of quinceañeras.
Well, yeah. So basically, Quinceañera magazine is for quinceañeras. So, so I ended up competing in that, which is it's a beauty pageant to be on the cover of the magazine.
Oh, okay.
So
and they're out here in Vegas.
They're based in Vegas, but they're like regional all over the country. So there's one in Chicago, there's one in San Diego, there's one in Austin, Dallas, and all that stuff. So it's like an international magazine. So I won cover girl. Here comes out Miss, football over here, and I went walking in some heels, but I ended up winning that. So that's what kind of started planting the seed.
Yeah.
So I started with pageants. I don't necessarily like pageants now. If you ask me to compete, I probably won't.
How come?
I just think, I like the part where like you're, advocating for things and it gives you a louder voice.
Yeah.
For sure. I think it gives you a louder voice. I just think a lot of it is phony.
Yeah.
It's super
Whenever I think of pageants, I think of Honey Boo Boo.
Oh, she's my idol. That's my girl.
Yeah, she's still alive, right?
Yeah, she's like 12 or something.
Yeah. Okay.
You're talking about the little one, right?
The little, the mom got crazy famous, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still popping, no?
And she stole the spotlight from Honey Boo Boo. Because she, I heard, I don't know, I don't follow that much, but she lost like a ton of weight, started doing her own thing. I was like, oh damn,
Didn't she do like some, was it her who did like some mom pageant or something? Or
I wouldn't doubt it.
I don't know. I don't even have cable, so I don't even know what I'm talking about.
How do you feel?
How do you know about this shit then?
The internet, you don't need cable no more.
Instagram, bro. Snapchat, you got those Snapchat stories now.
Yeah.
It just gives you the news.
Just keeps you posted. I don't have to look for people's lives. I don't have to keep up with the Kardashians, but they keep up with me and keep themselves in my life somehow.
There you go.
So.
Yeah. Wait, so how do you feel about parents who do put their kids in pageants? Do you think it's a little weird?
No, honestly, I mean, okay, so when I say phony, I mean in the sense like if I'm older, it's like you kind of have to know what you're saying at all. You have to be very careful with what you say. Yeah. Obviously, you're in the limelight, so you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. But on the good side of it, where I feel like I learned a lot about myself, I feel like it builds a lot of character. Mm-hmm. You learn to, like, as a female at least, you learn to be feminine. You learn to like have your own voice. You learn to do your makeup. You learn to like kind of grow up a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good experience. I think if you're like hypothetically, if your daughter wants to do it, all the way.
Right.
If you're pressuring your kid to do anything,
yeah,
I don't think that's a good idea. But introducing them to stuff, I think it's cool. Like, I had never done it and I ended up loving it. So mm-hmm. Tomboy to, pageant queen. So it was pretty cool. Like
to supermodel.
Nice. Forgot the super.
Yeah, you got to add that in there. So when you leave this podcast, you got to make sure you put it in the bio.
Supermodel.
What would you say your greatest strength as a model has been?
My greatest strength as a model? Well, honestly, I have to kind of be creative because I don't have the height. So I have to get real creative. So basically what I mean by that is like I kind of adapt to my environment, if that makes any sense. A lot of people want either like, they want this like super clean cut, whatever, or I could spice it up and be the Latin girl if you need me to. You know, like I learned to adapt to my environment, and I kind of have 17 different personalities, so it works out for me, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I don't know. I think I guess I can be a little bit of a chameleon.
Adapting to your environment. That's important. Wait, so is there like is there a specific type of photography that you prefer to do, like as far as like modeling, like a certain genre of photos you like to take, or like I don't know, because I've seen like moody photos, I've seen like editorial stuff, I've seen some people do boudoir, or they do like more sexier kind of things. Would you say like your most favorite type of photography to work on?
Honestly, I have a newfound love for videography.
Hey.
So by that, I mean, I just feel like it's a little bit more expressive. I've been trying to do more like fashion films and videos and stuff like that because I feel like it's a little bit more transparent.
Yeah.
I can like express myself more. You can't really Photoshop a video the way you can, a photo.
Yeah.
But, lately, I've just been kind of going with the flow. I've been trying to not limit myself. I do a lot of beauty work, which, I think is cool. It's a lot of like makeup and hair.
Yeah.
Which I like, but
well, then in that case, if you're going to bring up editorial, or like what's called beauty work, how do you feel? Because I've always wanted to get a model's perspective on this. Like, how do you feel about retouching? Like photographers going in there and making the skin look flawless, like perfect. Like it looks like baby skin. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like I've always tried to do that style of retouching in my photography, but I've never, I don't know. I feel like it's almost like too much, or like I go overboard, or I'm not doing it right.
Yeah.
Do you like it when photographers retouch like photos?
It's such, the thing is, like, in the industry, there's such a gray area because we know what it is. We know that there's Photoshop involved. We know that we have to talk a certain way, act a certain way, look a certain way. Yeah. And I think part of where I conflict in my brain is like, I want to be real as hell, but I still want to fit over here and be able to please everybody's image that they need me to be for a certain job. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I think depending on the photographer or like sometimes I'll look at a photo of myself, I'm like, damn, I don't even know who that is. But, if they're paying me or like I just kind of learned to not take it personal, But as far as...
Or are you talking about like them like removing things that you don't want removed or things like that? Or
no, well, like sometimes...
or like they'll make your hair bigger or like they'll reshape your body. Is that what you're kind of talking about?
I've had that happen before, which I don't necessarily... I mean, I just, at least from my perspective, because I've been doing this for a little bit, I don't necessarily take things personal when it's done to me, but I can understand how it's a conflict. Like, there's little girls watching. Yeah. We don't want to set a tone, an unrealistic tone. Yeah. But I think like, Instagram has a lot to do with that in the sense like it's kind of making things more real. Yeah. As it sounds weird, but like in the age of Instagram, it's like we're kind of accepting all the flaws and we're accepting all the body types. And it's finally like we can talk about it and be like, maybe you don't need to do all the Photoshop. You don't need to look a certain way. It's like, I think we're kind of finally adapting the idea like, we have all these different kind of models now. Yeah. Like, they're, shortening the height, requirements in a lot of agencies.
I was going to ask because I didn't know about that before, that there was like a height. I think Kimothy might have mentioned it when we had her on, but the shorter models don't get as much shine as like the taller ones. Mm-hmm. Is that just, is that across the board? Like,
it's always, the thing is like with fashion and within the beauty industry and all that, it's always going to be a thing. Oops, my bad. It's always gonna be a thing. Yeah. Certain people, like for runway, it's just a universal rule. Whatever looks better on the runway or whatever the designer's preference is. Yeah. But like I think like I said, in the age of Instagram, like things are getting a little bit more. A little bit more.
It's no longer. There's no longer, you would say, like the guideline as far, because then now I feel like Instagram has like opened up the gate of like anybody can do anything and it can literally go viral, or you can get 10 million followers from it even if you don't necessarily fit the quote unquote guidelines, right?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I think that's what it is, because I'm 5'6". I by no means am I like what you would consider the tallest, model, whatever. Yeah. I was just in LA and like the first thing one of the agencies told me was like, man, I wish you were 5'9". I was like, girl, me too. I wish I could, but I gotta be, you gotta.
Well, you're taller for like a Hispanic. I'm gonna be honest.
What are you trying to say?
Like, no, I'm not trying to say. I'm saying it. Like, there's a lot of Mexican girls out there who like are short and like 5 feet tall. Yeah. My mom's like 5'2". My sister's like 5'3". Yeah. But yeah, I it's not really. Even guys, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty short. I'm 5'6".
It's just like, I think the good thing lately has been to we lower the height requirements in a lot of the agencies. Mm-hmm. But it's not like such a taboo anymore. It's like you don't need to be 5'9". Obviously, certain people have their preferences, which is always it's just always gonna be how it is. Yeah. But it's like finally, like us shorties you got a little chance now, so yeah. I'm not mad about it.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, like just looking at like your actual Instagram portfolio, mm-hmm. I would never have guessed that you were shorter. You know what I mean? Like I it's not something that me, as somebody who's completely like, I don't know too much about like the whole like modeling industry. I've worked with models before, but I don't know much about that industry and what's accepted or not. But like I wouldn't look at your portfolio and go, oh, damn, she's short. That's a short girl.
Do you know why they have to be so tall? Is there like a specific reason?
I would say, okay, so for example, runway. Mm-hmm. I think it just, some people like the way it looks. I also think, taller girls on the runway looks good.
Is that because they kept doing it and doing it and doing it, so it became the industry standard?
Exactly. You know what that's exactly what I think. Okay, so I'm not opposed to obviously anybody on the runway, but certain people just like, they prefer their looks to looks on taller girls or whatever. So
yeah,
because I get it if you have all the same height people. That makes sense, because then, you don't want short people, because then the photographers will be... I know that sounds weird, but I've done like little runway ones.
You have to think about that, though. It's like the show, has to flow, so it makes sense.
The show has to flow.
The show has to flow.
Tell me about your your first ever professional photo shoot?
Oh man, my first ever professional photo shoot. Ooh. Okay, well. Okay, so I did. Okay, so I'll talk about my first one with Oscar Picasso.
Okay.
I love Oscar. He's like one of my really good friends.
Wait, is he the one that did the one where you're like popping out of paper? Is like
with the skull.
That was your first?
Yeah. No, that wasn't my first, but he's the first photographer that I shot with, like for the magazine.
Yeah. Because I saw that photo because I was scrolling through your feed. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
That is a dope photo. No, bro, sorry, he's tight. He's dope.
I want to go see it actually.
Yeah, here, I'll pull it up.
Pull it up, man. It's got, I think it's like a color backdrop or something, right?
Yeah, no, that
was Photoshop, wasn't it?
Yeah, the thing is, his style is super glamour. He's Oscar definitely has an eye. Yeah. So, like, literally, you'll be talking to him, and he has already come up with this entire concept in his head. Yeah. Like, for example, that particular shoot, he cut the thing open. Yeah. Like, we were using the blue as a backdrop, and he was like, this doesn't look right. And then he just, like, started cutting it open. He's like, all right, go to the back and poke your head out. And, like, poke your head through.
That shit looks so tight.
It's like, you don't see that, you know.
Yeah, dude.
That's so clean.
That's so dope.
Oh, the composition's so nice.
Yeah, I mean, he's insanely perfectionist.
Does he have an Instagram?
Yes. I believe I tagged him. Yeah, he's right there.
Oh, she didn't tag him.
Ooh, no, I did. Mira.
Yeah, I forgot. That's how you know I don't use Instagram. Because I'm looking through the description. I'm like, where's the tag? Where's the at? Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, so I think him, especially because he has such a way of, like, capturing. For example, I was 15 when I did my cover shoot. Yeah. So it's like I felt oddly sexy for a 15-year-old, but like I felt like complete with myself.
Wait, you were actually 15 on the cover of because aren't they usually like older?
No, I mean,
or are they always 15?
They're usually like from 14 to 16.
Really?
So once you're like past 17, or you know, it just doesn't make sense. But like what I was saying is like, I don't know, like, he just kind of instilled this like confidence in me. Yeah. If that makes any sense. Like sexy is probably a bad word, you know, for a 15-year-old, but you know what I mean? Like I just had a sense of like, oh wow.
I mean, it does look super professional. I guess that'd be the word. Like it looks super like next level. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, no, he's amazing.
Wait, so how did you end up meeting? How did you end up meeting Oscar?
Oscar.
Oscar. How did you end up meeting him?
Through the magazine. Oh, okay. But I mean, now we're tight. Like we spend Thanksgiving together every year. Like he comes over to our family's house. Like we're super, super tight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's a good heart.
Yeah. So how was that experience like? What was it? Did you feel like, damn, I made it?
Yeah. Was it nervous at all though?
Oh my God, I was terrified. Yeah. I was terrified. I mean, like my family they couldn't believe it. They're like, "Really, you're gonna wear makeup?" Like, yeah. And it's funny because I mean,
it's like, Mom, you put me into modeling.
Yeah.
What you think is
I was like, but you said like, because at first it wasn't supposed to be anything serious. You know, I was just supposed to like make some friends, like have a hobby, and then now I'm like, no, Mom, I'm doing it now. Like we're going in. Because I just had a newfound love for it. Like, it just, you know, I didn't know, like I said, like, if you put your kids in it and they love it, good, that's dope, you know? But I guess it was weird putting all the makeup on. It was weird doing all the hair. Yeah. And it's funny, I remember this so vividly because my brother's so blunt, but he was like, oh my God, you look like Kim Kardashian. And, you know, I'm over here all hyped up. And then he goes, but with no ass. I was like, thanks, Aaron. I was like, okay, thanks, you weirdo. But at least I got something, you know.
It's a half.
Yeah, I was like, at least I'm kind of Kim, hey.
Yeah. I mean, that's a hell of a compliment, too. But at 15, dang, man. I mean, I got weirded out because I have a little sister. She started doing makeup super early, too. Yeah. And I was always like, I never really got it because I didn't do portrait photography myself until I was like 20. Actually, till like last year or the year before that I started doing like working with models. That was like last year, I think. So I didn't know much about makeup and all that stuff. I didn't have an opinion of it. And then I started seeing my 15-year-old sister, 16. I forgot how old she was. But she was messing with makeup super early, and I was like, this is weird, you know, because you expect people that are wearing makeup to be like older. Mm-hmm. So yeah, but yeah.
I mean, you know, even till this day, I hate makeup. I mean, I don't want to wear makeup until, you know, I have to, like for work or whatever. But it's like I like the glam. I don't like the process, and I don't like what it does to your skin, whatever. But I prefer to be barefaced, bare hair all the time. Like I'm super like I don't know. Either I'm lazy or I'm just so organic.
Yeah.
You know,
Hair
I can't tell.
Natural.
Yeah. Hair tied, chilling with no makeup on.
Pretty much.
Like Drake said.
Just like that.
Okay.
Sometimes I like to let the mop loose, so I just kind of let my hair just do whatever it wants to do.
I just recently started putting it up in a little mini bun kind of thing.
Yeah, I saw that thing that you did with the. Didn't you like poke it out? Like you like made it pointy.
Like the fat Jewish.
The homegirl came through. I was just chilling on my computer. She goes behind me and starts messing with my hair. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, you'll see. And then I go in the mirror. I'm like, oh, damn.
She's like, mind your business.
I look like alfalfa, man.
He came into my room with 2 little ponytails. Sorry, I had to say
Yeah, she did a bunch of crazy stuff too. It was fun. Have you ever worked with an inexperienced photographer?
Yeah, a few times.
What do you think are like some mistakes that working with a new photographer has made? Let's not even call him a photographer. Let's call him a guy with a camera.
Okay, yeah, because they're not super yet.
Yeah, super.
I think something I've experienced is having to work with a photographer that doesn't communicate. Like,
ooh, okay.
So I need feedback. So it's like if you're here doing your thing, whatever, you need to say, okay, that looks good, but try this, try that. Tilt your head. Because, the way where you're looking and where I'm looking is completely different perspectives. So I can't see what you're saying.
Yeah, opposite. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I need, direction or, just like some kind of feedback. Oh, like, dang, girl, you look good. Or no, you don't look so good. So,
yeah.
So, just communicate. I
think a lot of new photographers are scared to tell you anything.
That's how I still feel sometimes because I'm like, damn, like, I don't want to like overstep my boundaries, but then I'm like, oh wait, I'm a photographer. I need these are my photos. Like,
I gotta make sure these come out soft.
It's definitely like a teamwork concept, like because I've had like certain situations where like certain people are different though. Like for example, let's go back to Oscar. You're not in front of Oscar just kind of whipping out the poses. You don't do that. Oscar tells you what to do and you do it because he just has a certain view. He just has a certain he'll send you 2 really bomb photos instead of the mass like 20, right? So like certain people just work differently, but it works for them.
Okay, because I was gonna ask you about that because I just started getting into like portraiture with models last year, and I don't know what the process is supposed to be like. Is a model supposed to like is posing part of your your skill set as far as like you're supposed to whip them out, or does it just depend on the project? Like if you're working with somebody where you guys don't have a specific vision, then you just play with it and you take it wherever you want to take it, or is it supposed to be like the photographer's responsibility of like him knowing how you should pose?
I mean, same thing. It's kind of like whatever works for anybody. In my experience, like I kind of just feel it out. Like if I'm not given direction, I'm just going to start kind of doing my thing and wait for the feedback. So it's like I'll wait for them to say they like it or they don't like it. Or sometimes I'm on set for like, if we do a commercial, for example, we did something for Palestation last month. And it's just kind of like it's a script. So you have a script and this is your mark and this is your mark.
Right.
So
was it a video?
Do I have video?
Oh, no. Was it a video? Because you see there was a script.
Yeah, it was a commercial.
Oh, okay.
For Palestation. So, like, stuff like that just depends on the job or...
That's really cool.
I'm pretty awesome.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I was stoked.
Were you drinking a Pepsi?
I wasn't drinking a Pepsi.
Oh.
They gave me a fake cocktail, and I just kind of had a...
I thought you were going to say they gave me a Fanta.
That would have been okay, no.
How does your family feel about you, like, modeling?
They've always supported me. They... a lot of times... At least what I noticed with my family is like these couple members of my family don't necessarily take it too serious. Like, my tias and everybody, they support me. But when I tell them that I have a photo shoot or I have this, they're just kind of like, okay, so like, what are you going to do for work? And I'm like, Mom, like, I do that for work. Yeah. But like my mom, for example, she is 100% she's always been the #1 supporter. Yeah. She's always understood it. I think
that's super dope.
Yeah, she's and it's weird because it was never like it's not like I ever wanted to model. Yeah. I just kind of found the love for it. So thanks, Mommy.
Thank you, Mom.
Shout out to Mom.
Shout out to Mommy. But like for example, I have a couple like my tios, they just don't really get it. They're just like, ay, estás encuerada. Oh my God, you're like with some clothes on. But like
yeah, you know what? I don't want to assume. Are you Mexican?
Yes.
Okay. So they're Mexican too.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing about Mexican people. Because I'm Mexican. is they're super blunt about
Same with
everything.
Asians.
Yeah.
Like
Asians
literally,
don't care.
like bro, when we used to go on vacation, bro, like uncles were always the first one to say, "Hey, you gained some weight," you know, like. It was always like
no
the
mercy.
first thing.
No
yeah.
mercy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, we kind of.
But I've heard a lot of families. It's just like certain people, they don't get it, you know, to a certain point. Like a lot of my cousins and whatnot, like they're always telling me, "Oh, go to school. It'll make you better." And I'm like, "Nah,
nope.
I did all this without going to school." And I'm like, if
And
I
now
went
you
to
balling.
school, it'd waste money.
Yeah.
So, and then the other fact, I have a person I know, and he's traveled the world, and he does music all the time, and he makes good money. His parents still are like, they don't believe in him. Like, they don't think it's a real thing. And I'm like, bro, he's like paying his rent.
I'm over here
he's killing
driving
it.
a Bugatti. You guys over here telling me to work a job at Radio Shack.
Bro, like,
I think it's just the digital age that we're moving towards.
It's like old
to
school.
be honest.
It's old school
like
too.
they're coming from the old school of like you had to go to college and you had to get a job because there was no social media. There was no way for you to become, move up the chain unless you like. People didn't respect your hustle until you had actually made it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now it's like it's so much easier, I would say, to make a career out of something because of social media. And it's 100%. Like even with photo and video, like I was told to go to college for it when I really didn't want to. That wasn't what I wanted to do because I believe like if you were gonna go out there and do work, nobody cared what degree you had unless you're like I don't know working a job
like as a doctor.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
Or a lawyer. Those are the times you kind of need the school.
Yeah.
I
guess.
I heard even those.
I would hope so.
I heard even those. Like some of them. Well, not doctors, but lawyers. Like I know you don't have to go to school, but you do have to take the bar exam. So I can't say that either. So.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
So outside of, let's say you never went into modeling, what would you see yourself doing?
Like footballing.
No, I don't think I'd be footballing anymore. But honestly, I think I would. I really loved like criminal justice. I really loved
CSI.
all that. That was my second option. So I was going to Canyon Springs. I was in the GATE program, or I mean their what's it called? Their magnet program. For like it was law and I don't know, law and something. Basically, like it was building me up to do that. Then didn't really work out at Canyon Springs, so I had to go to Legacy.
You guys
You're a
went to-
Northtown girl.
I'm a Northtown
Me
girl.
too. I went to Mojave.
Yeah? Oh,
Ghetto
we're
ass
neighbors.
school.
What's up, cousin? So I would be doing that, but I mean, I don't know. I like the expression and I like the freedom of modeling.
Yeah.
And, that goes hand in hand with acting, dancing, singing. I just I don't want to limit
Wait, do you
myself to
sing?
being.
And you dance?
I mean, not very good, but like.
What about dancing? You said you.
I like to
into that?
dance. I mean, I used to, dance like training and doing all that, but I kind of geared my focus to modeling, which I think I kind of need to bounce back and make myself a little bit more well-rounded. That's just me.
Yeah.
I want to be like ready for anything.
Yeah.
Because that's just how the industry is. It's like, yeah, you're cute, but can you do a backflip? Where, they'll just throw things at you sometimes.
Yeah.
And
For real? They ask you to do a backflip?
I mean, not all the time, but
okay. But has it happened though?
no, I've been asked to do like a shadow boxing thing for this, like,
What the fuck?
it was very odd. I was very confused. But it was like, I think sometimes I feel like they just ask you things to see if you're down.
How you react.
And like it has nothing to do with the job, but they're just like, oh, let's see if she could,
Like, damn, she's
make
down.
a quesadilla. And just
Well, then let me say this because this is our first time meeting. You have a really good personality and you're very personable. Do you think personality has helps you move further along in the industry, or is it pure superficial?
I think for sure. I mean, a lot of it is your connections with people.
Yeah.
And I think it's not talked about enough. Like people talk about like, oh, you look like this, you're tall, you're skinny, whatever. But if you treat people a certain way, they're going to remember how you treat them, good or bad. And it's like, I always try to, like, even if I'm having a bad day, like, my personal life or whatever, like, I've been trying to learn how to separate my personal and my professional life. It sounds easy, but it's like, no,
Same
like,
here.
if you're sad
So
because, your goldfish died, you can't take that to work because they're going to be like, oh, this depressing ass girl, like, we don't want to work with her.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I'm naturally very bubbly around people. So it's like if I walk in and I'm upset, like, whatever happened at home or whatever, and I kind of vibe off of people. So it's like if I walk in the room and you're saying, what's up to me, good morning, and you're saying, hey, how are you? Like, I just kind of feed off of that and I'll just forget about my problems for a second. So
You're adaptable.
I'm adaptable.
That's really good.
I'm the chameleon.
A lot of people need to get that.
Yeah.
Because I feel a lot of people just let their emotions take over, and I'm like, you gotta calm down.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like, I mean, obviously we all have the human aspect, and we understand like certain things just need to be taken care of. But like, lately, at least personally, I've been learning to just kind of draw the line somewhere, because I'm an extremely passionate person, as in when I'm sad, I'm really, really sad, or when I'm happy, I'm really, really happy. Yeah. Ooh, but don't make me mad. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll be really, really mad.
I'll be really, really mad.
Super mad.
Is that Mexican side?
Yeah. And like I give like my problem is I have no warning. Like,
do you have a trigger word? Like, are there any words that trigger you? I can tell you, my sister has one.
Calm down.
What is it?
Calm down.
Really?
Ooh, she loses it, bro. Like literally, we'll just go upstairs and not talk to you for the
And she's like, "Oh, you want me to calm down?" And she just like builds after that. Yeah. I've seen that before, but I think mine is when somebody calls me crazy. Okay. That's mine, because I'm just like really
psycho or anything.
Yeah, because I'm like, I just feel like when like anybody calls you crazy, like let's say I'm talking about somebody and I say, "Oh, she's crazy." All you're gonna think about is she's nuts, you know, and she's like she got issues. So when I'm like somebody calls me crazy, I'm like, so you're gonna disregard my feelings, and on top of that, you want to see loca, you're gonna get loca.
Damn,
and then
I could already feel the mad.
I'm like, oh, well, then that like makes me. I would say that makes me crazy.
Right. Do you ever, when you get mad, do you talk really fast?
I talk really fast, or I'll start speaking Spanish.
Hey.
I, like to people who don't even speak Spanish, but I'm like, you know. Just letting them have it in Spanish, and they're like, "Oh my God, what did I do?"
Well, if somebody pisses you off, they don't speak Spanish, you can say whatever you want.
Yeah, and I'm just like, you won't understand it anyway, so blah 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 blah. Just kind of throw it at them.
All right, I wanted to talk about one thing. Being a model, are there any dietary restrictions as far as like do you have to live a certain lifestyle as far as your eating habits go? Is that, or do you naturally like? Are you just like naturally genetically gifted where you're like you can eat whatever you want and you don't gain weight?
I mean, my weight definitely shifts. I honestly don't limit myself. I eat whatever I want. But with that, I have to take care of my image. It's just as superficial as it sounds. It's the life that I live, and it's like that's how I make my money. So I need to make sure my skin is good. I need to make sure I'm not eating so much like, you know, greasy stuff.
Take care of yourself, yeah.
Yeah, so but I mean, I don't limit myself. I'm going to eat the donut, you know.
Do you like Taco Bell?
I love Taco Bell.
Oh, damn.
Why?
No, I love Taco Bell too.
So real quick, do you have any tips on like keeping your skin good?
Keeping your skin good, I would say.
Do you do like mask and all that?
Oh, I do masks all the time.
Damn, I need to start doing mine.
Do you think guys should do them?
Yeah, I think men especially.
Yeah, we definitely need to do it, bro.
I got the hamburger meat skin, bro.
Greasy, bro.
I had a lot of acne in high school, like a lot. Like I'm talking like, dude, I had to go to the doctor, like the dermatologist, and they recommended I get, what's it called? Accutane?
Proactive?
No, Accutane, bro. It's that one. That's
super intense one.
They
right?
said that you basically you run the risk of
losing skin.
No, you run the risk.
Oh my God.
Like the Koreans,
bro. What?
Do you know they do that in Korea?
Skin eating disorder? Like no.
No, Koreans like bleach their skin. And they have this thing like where it takes layers off so it stays smooth.
No, this was more like when it was like a pill that you take, but you run the risk of like suicidal thoughts and depression and all that stuff. Like it literally, they had a recall literally years later. I decided not to do it, but they had a recall years later where it was like basically people were committing suicide.
Did it work though?
Stuff. It worked 100%.
Damn,
it worked.
Oh my
but
God.
The side effects, I don't think were worth it.
How the hell? Like, how do they overlook that? You know, like that's a huge.
They just label it as a side effect.
Pharmaceuticals can do whatever they want.
As long as they label it, it's like it's cool.
We warned you.
You know what I mean? Like
we warned you.
It's at your discretion. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm thankful I didn't do it, man. But yeah.
I mean, honestly, like, my beauty routine, I guess, I exfoliate twice a week. Exfoliate. So
explain that real quick.
Yeah.
Forgot I'm speaking to men. And I'm just kidding. Boys. So I have, for example, I have these gloves that I put on the shower. Yeah. You're like, gloves?
You have gloves?
And you can buy them at Smith's, at Ross, anywhere. And they're called exfoliating gloves. So they're kind of rough. Yeah. I use them for my body, whatever. And then I also, in the shower, I'll scrub, like with my face wash. I'll scrub and like get in there. That's one way to exfoliate. Or there's just like different solutions you could get. So they have like sugar scrub or coffee scrub. Yeah. I like the coffee scrub because it exfoliates everything, but then it hydrates at the same time.
Mean? Is it like taking off like a...
It's kind of like it clears your pores. Like it clears off the dead skin. it leaves you super soft like a baby's butt. So actually there's this one at Lush. It's like a coffee scrub face mask. So I'll like scrub it on there, leave it on, and then when it's like it dries, I'll put a little bit more water, scrub it again, wash it off. That's super bomb. So go to Lush, get that little coffee scrub.
I like their bath bombs.
Yeah, because all I do is that like this. It's like this powder. I think it's some Aztec powder, and you put it on your face and it hardens.
Powder?
Yeah, that clay powder. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and like it like starts squeezing because it like dries out.
Damn.
And then when you pull it off.
Yeah.
And then scrub your face with saline. Is it saline?
No.
What is not saline? It's just soap.
Saline's water, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, it's just like a water.
It's some kind of.
It's like a soap you
This
use to like.
Right here. It's water.
Is it?
Honestly, I don't even know.
Damn. I was almost going to lie.
I know it's some kind of like solution of I don't know what.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking
water-based
about.
something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, but No, I don't. What kind of soap do you put on your face?
It just seems. It feels like soap. It looks like soap when you like. It's a lotion bottle and you pour it out and it's soap, and then after you're done with the mask, you like wipe it off with that. It's supposedly better. I'm gonna find the name when you guys are talking.
Yeah.
And then I'll let you guys know.
That's always good too, but like something to be careful about with the clay masks. What I notice at least is like I'll do a clay mask and my skin will get super dry, so I have to extra moisturize. So always remember to moisturize after a face mask because it doesn't. After you dry out your face, basically like it takes out all like the imperfections, the pimples, whatever. You have to moisturize because then you're just gonna have dry skin and then you'll be wrinkly and that's not cute either. So.
Oh shit!
Did you know there's actually like facial surgery out there? Not surgery, but like there's like a
Botox?
No. Like they literally will. There's a procedure that helps you like if you have like really deep like. Not bumps. What do you call it? Like craters in your face. They can smoothen out the highs from the lows.
Really?
And even it out. Yeah.
Like, are you talking about microneedling?
Microneedling.
Yeah, I do microneedling on my scar.
Is it painful?
It sucks. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's really painful, but it's the most effective thing. Because I like,
Dile. What was microneedling?
So basically, it's like, have you ever gotten a tattoo?
Nope.
Yeah, me neither. But that's how they described it to me. So
Did you ever put a bumper sticker on a Lamborghini?
No.
Me neither.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yes, it came back.
Boom. So basically, it's like this little pen. It's like this, right? So it's a pen, and it has a little. And like the end of it is like this little circle thing, and there's a bunch of little like needles.
Oh.
Okay. So you go over the skin. Yeah. And it peels off like the top layer of your skin.
Ooh.
So it's painful. Like
dude. There's blood everywhere. Like when you do it, right?
I have videos of my scar.
Oh.
I know they're pretty gross, but I like watching them.
Post that.
Like how gnarly was your scar?
This is what it takes.
Let me show you since we're on the topic.
Oh,
but
God.
basically, so it like peels off the top layer of your skin. So it leaves room. That's gonna bleed and everything, but it leaves room for your skin to rejuvenate itself.
Got it.
So it's like it's not like it's kind of natural, I guess, because your skin, you're like, peeling yourself like a snake. So it comes out like if you have like scars or whatever, or you just have like imperfections that you want to smooth out, microneedling's the best thing.
So how deep was your scar though?
Let me show you.
Deep?
It was bad.
I'm just trying to could Keem get it? Yeah. For his thing?
Oh, that's exactly that would
his is light,
change your life. That's super light.
But it's painful, man.
I mean, there's numbing cream, but I mean, you gotta really like.
Bro, tequila.
This is what they say. What is it called? What was that saying that they say?
Beauty's pain. Pain is beauty.
Pain, something like that.
All right, do you want to see my scar when it was like raw?
Yeah.
Ew, this is so I went cliff jumping and I kind of fell off the cliff.
Is this on Instagram?
What?
I haven't posted this photo because I was honestly gonna like warn the viewers or whatever.
Damn, oh,
it's bad.
What is that on?
It's on my leg right here.
That's crazy. Yeah. That looks like the gnarliest.
It was bad.
I wish you guys can see this if you're watching. Oh, it's out of focus. Let me hold it up to my face.
Wait, let me put my brightness up. It's a little.
No, I think it's good. It's actually low like that because then you can see it on the camera.
You see
Damn, that's gnar.
Oh my goodness.
So you didn't like jump far enough out and you hit the.
Yeah. See what happened was.
What was happening?
Well, what happened was. Well, that's exactly what happened. Like I didn't jump far enough. I jumped really high.
Dude, I can see like
I forgot to go forward.
I can see like your third layer of epidermis in there, dude.
Yeah,
That's
no,
crazy.
it's really like it was deep. Like you could see the muscle. Oh, it's gross.
Realistically,
you can see the muscle.
Did it just feel like a really bad like?
Hey,
burn?
shout out to Bliss Stretch. You can see the fascia.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The fascia. You didn't watch her episode with Bliss Stretch? She's a fascial stretch therapist.
Oh yeah.
So she does a lot of like really like dope massage techniques, and it's called fascia.
Explain fascia
in the joints
real quick.
Bro, I got to watch the episode again. I got the memory of goldfish, but it's basically it's in the joints, right?
I think it's in layers and layers all the way to your bone. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. So a lot of people they just do regular massages, but when you do a fascial stretch therapy,
you're getting everything.
It's getting really deep, and it's undoing like years and years of stress and just things that are
scar tissue buildup.
You should hit her up. She's
fascia. It's called.
Yeah, fascia.
Oh wow, I'm gonna look into it.
We still need to do ours.
I'll take her info.
Yeah, I thought it was facial, but and then I talked to her and it was like
because it's FASCIAL.
Yeah.
Fascia. Sounds cool.
Yeah.
So you jumped upwards and then you went down the cliff and hit your leg?
Yeah, I jumped really high.
Where was it?
This was at Nelson's. Yeah.
I got it.
It was bad. It was, but the funny thing is,
you didn't feel it?
No, I felt it. Oh, I mean,
did you think it was like a burn? You were like, ooh, that hurt.
No, when it had first happened, like I had so much adrenaline.
Yeah.
That I was like, it doesn't look that bad, and then like. My brother's like, you're bleeding, and I was like, oh my god.
Where's your leg?
It's like, your leg is off. No, it was. I mean, I looked down and I would like pass out, but there was this, magical freaking unicorn of a lifeguard.
Yeah.
And all of it, like, because Nelson's is in the middle of nowhere, so if you find somebody to help you, you're in luck.
Yeah.
His name was like Richard, and I was like, oh my god, Richard, you're my guardian angel. He came by and like cleaned me up, and he gave me some little happy pills, like, so take the pain away.
Yeah.
And
damn,
it was
Wait, so
like
you were bungee jumping, or
no,
what was it?
just cliff jumping.
Oh, just cliff jumping.
Yeah. I wish I was bungee jumping. I wish I would have had something to hold me up. But
bro, sometimes you got to repeat these things. I just noticed, like, with the episode with Cricket that we did last night, she literally said, "So I came to Vegas in 2011," and then I literally look at her and go, "Okay, so."
When did you come to
What year did you come to Vegas?
Oh my god.
I was so cringe looking back at that.
Kim's really good at podcasting, but he's like so focused on the next question. He kind of like draws you out. He's like,
not even that, but like if you say something, I'll start thinking of something else. And next thing you know, I'm like, oh shit, it's been 30 seconds and I haven't been listening to what's happening.
And I know in a real conversation that's the worst thing to say, but Kim kills it with the podcasting. So he has to be on top of it.
Thank you, man.
Killing it.
Damn, making me blush over here.
Sorry, I had to.
Wait, so does that wrap up your little story?
I'm almost done. So
happy pills.
So happy pills. So we go home. My brother and I go home, and we stopped at Walmart and we like patched me up because we were with some friends. Like it was bad decisions, I get home and my dad immediately, like my dad is like. Yeah. My ride or die.
Yeah.
So he saw me walk in with some sweatpants on, and it was the middle of summer, so he's like, oh, what did this dumbass do? And he was like, oh man. So I had my sweatpants and had like a full like sweater on. I was like, because this is part of it too.
Oh.
So
how long ago was this?
This was about 4 or 5 years ago. So it's been a while. And my dad comes into the bathroom, and I was like I need help. Like, come here, because we're trying to hide from my mom. And he's like, oh my god, are you stupid? I was like, yeah, I'm stupid, but can you help me? So he like patched me up and like cleaned it up. He was like, we're not telling your mom. I was like, thanks, dude. Like, I really hope we can't tell my mom. So my mom hadn't seen my scar for like a year and a half after.
You guys kept it from her that long?
We kept it from her. And then I remember...
Is that even like worse when she finds out though?
Yeah, she felt so betrayed. And I was like, oh, my poor mom. I was like, Mom, I just know how you would react. And she starts flipping out. And
now how am I really reacting now? I'd be like, oh, fuck. I fucked up.
Yeah, no, she let me have it. She was like, you guys always lie to me. I was like, no, we don't. Just this time. I swear.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Yeah. I swear. There was something about Mexican moms, bro. They It was,
like, don't be so scary and I'll tell you everything.
Bro, my mom scares the shit out of me sometimes.
Yeah, that's how my
like she's so tiny. She's so tiny, but she's still like,
that aggressive.
She could beat me up.
Mama bear,
if she
bro.
wanted to.
Yeah. I was gonna say, do you have like a before and after of the leg?
Well, that was right. Oh, let me see.
Cause like that would be cool. Just good to know.
My mind's still on the microneedling, to be honest.
Huh?
mine's still on the micro needling.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Wait,
about.
is that covered by insurance or is that something you got to come out of pocket?
Both, I believe. I mean, the girls that I go to Paper Bag Beauty or Do Rose Beauty. They're downtown. Shout out, girls. Hey.
Hey, shout out.
I pay out of pocket.
Okay.
It depends on the area or depends on what they quote you. It's always a good price.
Because I have
and they do a really good job.
I have a HSA. It's a health savings account.
Ooh.
And sometimes they cover it. I know they cover the LASIK for the eyes.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Are you gonna get that?
Yeah. I'm thinking about it, man.
I want to do it. So
I think it's about $2,000 an eye.
This is my new house.
But I don't know. Like, dude, I can't even put contacts on.
But bro, we're getting a pool at the new house, so you gotta get it. So that's it. Before.
So that's the most recent photo that I have. But before I started microneedling, I was doing laser.
Okay.
Wait. So this is already microneedle?
This is like how it looks right now. Uh-huh. But the thing is, you should have seen it before I started with the microneedling. It was, thick. Like those scars, it was like 5 like really thick scars. And you know those like it's like thick. Fuck. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah,
really
it's like when you get stabbed. It has like I know not that bad, but
I don't know if
it like comes out like it starts popping out.
It like raises. It was really gross. Like I look like I have little mountains on my leg.
Dang, dude.
So now it's my leg is super smooth. I'm gonna go for like another couple, probably 4 or 5 sessions.
Yeah.
Because I want it like
they smoothen it out.
But it won't completely be gone. But it will be like basically invisible.
Yeah, it'll pretty much.
Damn, that's so tight. You should definitely try it, dog.
Yeah, no.
If it makes you feel insecure, fuck it.
Not at all. I got the world's best.
Who gives a fuck?
I don't know. It's one of those things too, like where sometimes I do take photos and I'm like, oh, I do notice it. Like it's not. I mean, it's not the big of a deal, but I'm like, maybe it wasn't there. It'd be cooler.
Like if I was a burn victim, I'd rock that shit. I'd be like, oh.
If you were a burn victim, bro.
Well, you think about it. No disrespect.
I think of that Key and Peele skit.
I'd be confident. I'd be like, I'd make jokes all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if I didn't model, I would have kept it.
Yeah.
Because it looks cool. It looks like a tiger scratched me. Like, it's
dude.
a big old scar on the side of my leg.
You could tell people that happened. You can still tell people that happened.
Like, dude, I was wrestling this bear in Alaska, and I won, obviously, because I'm alive. But he scratched me up a little bit, but it's not a big deal.
Damn.
Yeah, imagine.
Bears are scary.
And then instead it's like, no, your dumbass didn't jump far enough.
Your ass went only upwards.
Yeah, I only jumped up off the cliff.
Have you ever seen a bear in real life?
No, I have not.
Yeah, dude, they're scary. They're predators.
They look so
They're meat eaters, right? They're meat eaters.
But damn, they're scary.
Yeah, they're meat eaters, right?
I think they're cuddly.
Yeah, all animals are.
No.
A lot of animals are cute to me, but I'm like, damn, he'd fucking kill me. But it's all good. I can watch you from here.
That's why whenever we watch those videos, bro, of like even like people who train lions. And they're like, oh, I'm just playing with him. He's my buddy. He's my trainer.
One wrong, like,
it's like, nah, yeah. If you move in a direction that he doesn't recognize, his animalistic instincts go into the fight or flight. You know what I mean? And he'll fucking like, boom.
That's what like I feel like humans just don't. For some reason, we just don't understand. Like it's a jungle out there, dude.
Yeah.
You can't just have lions as pets.
Yeah.
I mean. Unless you're like rescuing the lion from whatever.
Even then,
there's still a chance that it can go psycho.
Because the thing is, you can raise a little pet tiger, lion, whatever from birth and take care of it like it was your own, and he'll know you and all stuff. But you cannot undo thousands and hundreds of thousands of years of the evolution in its brain. You know what I mean?
It's like,
it's passed down.
I feel something wrong in this situation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, correct. Even like, what if like, because I think that's what happened with the. What is it? Siegfried and Roy? The tiger bit his neck, right? Mm-hmm. But I think it was like trying to pull him away from something. But it's a tiger, so it doesn't know its own strength, so it ripped his neck.
Can I have some of your coffee?
No, it's gone. So I think there's a little bit here.
Should have brought 2.
Yeah.
Let's talk about creating a portfolio though. Because I feel like do you feel like it's important to build I can't talk today. A diverse portfolio, like have different things, different types of shoots, or should you more or less aim for one direction? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like for one style.
I think completely as much as you can diversify it, because a lot of people need to understand when somebody hires you as a model, you have to fit into their box in the moment.
Clay.
You know what I mean? So obviously always stay true to yourself, whatever, have your own personal style, own personal preference. But in order to book work and do all that, you need to be able to fit into a bunch of different boxes, not just one. Mm-hmm. So I think what I've been doing the last couple months, I don't know if you guys have been noticing, I've been trying to switch up my style a little bit. So I usually do a lot of like beauty work. I like the makeup. I like the glam. But lately I've been trying to work with a lot of different types of photographers, people who have different styles. You know, so people who are coming in from out of town, I want to shoot with them because they have a certain style that I want to add to my book. Yeah. So it's kind of like, you know, the more diverse your book looks, the more work you'll get. Because people will be like, oh, look, she can do the athletic thing. Oh, she can look a little cute. Oh, she can look super clean. I saw
those photos, those athletic ones you did with Tay Price. Yeah. What's it called? You were at this place that was like white, kind of like white concrete or whatever. And you doing this pose that I was like, dude, you look like Gal Gadot in that one photo.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did show me that. I was like, damn.
I was like, dang.
Yeah, thanks. I get that a lot actually. Ever since Fast 5 came out, everybody tells me I look like her.
Your eyes. Just did the weirdest.
She went cross-eyed.
I was like, really?
I hate you.
Oh, these eyes.
Oh, these eyes. Did you take off the glasses and the crossover? Okay, so definitely diversify your portfolio and work with as many people as you can.
Yeah, I would say that. Or I mean, honestly, it's a lot about doing your research and just kind of keeping up. Like, I think a lot of, you know, creatives in general, like people just kind of have their style and they stick to it, which I think is great. Always do your thing and always have what you prefer. Yeah. But
I'm still trying to figure out the hell I'm even doing.
So, yeah, no, me too.
Look at my feed, like it's all over the place. Like, bro, I don't know what I'm doing.
No, honestly, me neither. I feel like my Instagram needs a little spice, but I just feel like people need to do their research and kind of like, I don't know, just diversify yourself. You never know what you're gonna really like or what you never know what you're really going to be extra passionate about. I don't even know if modeling is where I'm going to end up.
Really?
Maybe, you know, I'm going to end up as an actress because I love acting. I love transforming and like being a different character and like doing all that, or like, you know, even doing a shoot and like coming out as like a, you know, I don't know, some glamour or whatever. Well, I just like playing dress up.
So is that why you were saying you're tackling the video world a little bit more?
Yeah.
Or was that just more for like, what are those model videos? What would those be called?
I would say fashion films. I think
fashion films.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
I've always wanted to do one, but I never found somebody to work with. Like I those think, slow motion ones.
Oh yeah.
Oh okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we talked about it one time. I think.
Yeah. Possibly.
One time.
But are you more like heavenly?
Heaven. I'm very heavenly.
Heavily like on the fashion side of it or the sexy side of it, like where you're just in lingerie? Like,
I mean, honestly, I feel like both because especially, but I think it's the sexy and all the, you know, the bikini and lingerie stuff. I have to be extremely careful because one wrong photo and it just kind of like, you know, I don't know. Like,
it's gotta be classy sexy, like not like, something where it's like, you know, you're naked in the bathtub. Yeah. You know I mean, even some of those can be tight, but
I know what you mean though.
Yeah, I think there's like such a fine line between sexy and vulgar. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, I mean, there's certain photographers that I'll shoot certain things with, or, you know, it just depends, I guess.
Victoria's Secret has really good, like,
oh yeah,
that's sexy, I guess.
Yeah.
And I see those photos and I'm like, damn, that's sexy. But it's not like,
it's not like, hey.
Damn, it's so hard to explain it. Like, it's just like a ratchet girl on a
I know
on a bed.
Mean. Yeah.
Dang.
I mean, because I definitely like, even with that, because that's a whole nother like topic that I'm trying to branch out a little bit more to. I don't know if you saw my most recent like swimsuit photos. I'm trying to branch out. I don't know if like either I just hold back or I'm, you know, afraid to offend people. I'm not really sure what my issue is in my brain, but like, with sexy stuff like that or bikini stuff, I want to be able to be like the sexy, like whatever, you know, Latin girl, whatever you need me to be. Because I try to experiment with all these different hats that I can wear, you know, the athletic or the Vogue or I try to do all that. Yeah. But for some reason, maybe like, I think it's just me. I just have a problem with like, I don't know, acting like I'm this like, you know, hot shit in the front of the camera, you know?
Yeah.
But there's certain photographers that I work with that I'm like, wow, you make me really comfortable and let's do this. Like I can, you know, I can feel comfortable in my own skin and be a little bit, you know, shown a little bit. Yeah. So I think that's like a personal battle though. I don't know if that's like advice, but.
Well, you've actually been killing it. Like I've been watching your story and you just came back from out of town, didn't you?
Yeah, I got back from LA last night.
Nice.
Dude. So.
I think it's dope whenever like I see, cause there's this like culture of girls out there who are constantly doing photo shoots, but they don't do anything as far as career wise. Mm-hmm. Like they're just they're literally, I wouldn't say using, because the photographer gets images out of it too, you know what I mean? But it's like they're just literally just posting the post on Instagram. They don't have any future goals as far as like where they're gonna like, okay, how do you actually start making money and making this a career for yourself, right? Is there a do you have like a pet peeve when photographers hit you up?
Pet peeve. Ooh.
Yeah.
About to get. No, just kidding.
Well, we ain't gotta say names.
We ain't gonna say names.
There's this guy Keem hit me up one time.
Oh my god, he was so annoying.
He didn't even have an idea what he wanted to do.
Pet peeves. I feel like I have a couple. Sometimes like I'm all about like, for example, if we're gonna do a test shoot, because I personally like a lot of models or even Instagram models or influencers or whatever the array even is nowadays. A lot of models will like refuse to pay for a photo shoot. I don't. Like if I want to work with you, I respect people's hustle. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to ask you to do a free shoot. Yeah. I will only do a free shoot if the photographer offers. Maybe it's just me, but
see, like, and this is the way I see it is there's always a pay scale, right? So like the way I was explaining it to Chuck the other day is if you're a new photographer with no portfolio and you want to work with an experienced model, you are paying her. If it's the vice versa, if you're a new model and there's an experienced photographer with a portfolio, you pay her. But if you're both working photographers or models and then you both have portfolios, and it's like you're open to that line of like, okay, let's go ahead and do trade. Of course, there's always things like, well, maybe that model's just too busy to even have time to do a trade shoot, or the photographer's too busy, then you can start, open the line of communication. Money, all that stuff. But yeah, that's the way I kind of see pay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's a common misconception that people just say, "Oh, models don't pay photographers for shoots." It doesn't work that way. But
yeah. I think I'm kind of like you said. It just depends on the situation, because if obviously like I think lately, well, I mean I've been kind of keeping myself crazy busy lately, but like I've been trying to keep it a little bit picky with who I shoot with. Or what I shoot, or how I shoot. Because,
well, you've been doing this for how long too,
Yeah, because I mean, maybe it sounds a little bit like
Nah, you have the right to. You're
but
a supermodel. I've never heard that.
I just came up with that right now.
Like that. I was like, that's not even Spanish.
Goddamn fufas.
Did you understand that one?
Nah, I like it though.
I just be coming up with words sometimes, and it works out. Usually, because you don't know what the hell I said, but you know what I meant, right?
It's like bougie.
Like
there you go. That's what you were trying to go for.
Fufa better.
I like fufa. But yeah, I just because for example, I'm trying to branch out to a bigger market. I love Vegas. It's my home. My mother agent is in Vegas. TNG is my mother agency, so it's always gonna be home. But obviously, they sent me over there, hooked me up with like meetings, set me up. So it's like in order for me to get on the level that I want to be, I feel like I have to start being a little bit more selfish and putting myself on the level.
100%.
Because if it sounds cocky, whatever, but it's like if you don't put yourself there, nobody's gonna respect you like that. Yep. So it's like lately I've been trying to, be more picky with who I shoot with, if that makes any sense, or what I shoot. I guess that's a better way to say it, because you never know. I mean,
but most of these people, like, and no offense, is like, are they really? You have to see their true value, and if they're gonna respect your time. Because like if they have connects, like you might want to work with them, and that's not brown nosing. It's just how the game is. It's just like you said at the very beginning. It's who you know at the end of the day.
Because a lot of it is in networking. I honestly I hate Instagram. I don't know how to work it, but I gotta play the game because it's part of it.
Yeah.
And
wait, do you hate social media in general?
I just think and that's where I conflict with myself, because like I try to keep it real, but the industry that I love is a little phony. Real. It's honestly, we're being real. It's, you have to put on this image, and it's a little, people can see it a little funny. But I think the problem is you have to learn to play both games. Yeah. So you have to learn, because that can make me a lot of money.
Which can help your family and yourself and all that. Yeah.
So it's kind of like you got to look at the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
The bigger picture.
The bigger picture.
What's been one of it? Ooh, bro, I just started like 6 times right there.
He said,
how do we have? Yeah. Yo, that had me dying when I don't know where I heard that the first time. Somebody stuttered and they're like, oh, start again.
Try again.
Bring it back.
Sometimes I'll mess up my words so bad when I'm talking to Chuck.
I'll just walk away.
No, I'll just walk away and come back later. Words are not going to come out right now. What's been one of your favorite photo shoots recently that you've done?
Recently, ooh. I actually just did this video. Well, I'll give you 2. I just did this video with this guy. His name is Meech on Instagram. Super big, super sexy stuff as well. So I'm trying to like branch out there, you know. We did a video, like a fashion film type of thing. And I'm super excited about that we did. If I could get this hair out of my that was a couple days ago. That was on like Tuesday or something. So that was fun. We were like in Venice Beach and the weather was perfect. I was like, you know, doing my little dance. I was killing it.
Yeah.
That was fun because I feel like video, it's a little bit more expressive. I can like play a little bit and it's weird because, you know, I'm this whatever experienced model, quote unquote, but I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. Every single shoot, I'm just kind of like, every shoot, I'm just kind of like, what mood am I in? And I'll just kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, but
I feel like that's sometimes myself too. Like I'll take a whip on my camera and I'll ask myself the dumbest questions. Why is it so dark? Wait, how long have I been doing this? You know?
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll just like be learning about myself. Like in the middle of a shoot, I'm like, oh wow. Yeah. That thing you did with your shoulder is so cool. Like, I don't know, just learn random things and
like, do you have to look at yourself in the mirror and like practice shit?
Sometimes if it's for like a bigger job and like I want to make sure I kill it and like I have like a blueprint of what I'm doing, you know, before, I'll practice a little bit, but a lot of times I'm just kind of winging it and it's been working out for me. So
that's tight. No, I mean, it's dope because then you don't have to be so self-conscious and always look at yourself in the mirror. You're like, oh, I can freestyle this shit. Like just killing it.
Do that shoulder thing.
Now suck it in. I think like a lot of it is just kind of being down to learn. A lot of it's just kind of like the same thing, communication. Like if you tell me I look good at a certain angle and I'm like, well, I don't really like that angle, but I'm going to listen to him. And I just kind of, you just have to kind of be open to learning and open to like, you know, freestyling and feeling it out because you never really know.
Feel it out.
Yeah.
So going to that, like, have you ever had a weird situation with any type of photographers or agency or anything?
Ooh, shade. No, I'm just kidding.
We can talk horror stories.
Or you can make it up.
No, actually, yeah. And this is before I had representation. This is where I messed up because I was stupid and naive and I was like 18 and I thought I was invincible. I went to this this casting that my friend told me about, but she didn't tell me she found it on Craigslist. And I showed up to this casting. It was for a ring girl, right? UFC ring girl. Yeah. That's what it was labeled on the thing. It was not the real UFC, obviously. Shout out. But it was not that.
It was a different UFC. Not the one we all know.
Yeah.
Triple X.
I don't know. Some kind of something, but like they used that obviously in like their title, whatever. And we show up to the casting, and honestly, a lot of castings that we go to are at hotels or they'll be like in like a ballroom or something. So I didn't think it was weird.
Yeah.
But it was like 6 of us, and then this guy like escorted us up to this room.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this looks a little weird. So he starts like handing out lingerie for everybody to put on. I was like, not happening. I was like, so what does this have to do with the UFC? Like, I mean, I might be dumb, but I'm not stupid, okay?
Yeah.
So what does this have to do with the UFC?
Yeah.
And he was like, kind of like pulling one of those, like, oh, if you want to make it, you listen to me kind of things. I was like, yeah, no. I was like, this is really weird because
you should have been like, dude, why are you wearing basketball shorts?
I was like, you're kind of weird, dude. I don't like you. So that was like, I mean,
so you dipped out?
Oh yeah. I mean, I was like,
good call.
Because basically he was like, oh, put this little lingerie on and I'm going to take photos. He had a whole setup pointing to the bed. I was like, oh, so what does the bed have to do with, you know, the ring, us doing ring girl stuff? I was like, something's not making sense here. I was like,
damn, dude, Craigslist is shady, like weird. Oh. Yeah, I always see those ads like when the people are looking for photographers and they're like, oh, you got to have $10,000 worth of gear. Yeah. You got to have a bachelor's, you got to have this, but there's no pay involved too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just I've laid off Craigslist for the longest time.
Did you get your job off Craigslist though?
Did you?
I got it was to a hiring agency. It wasn't through Craigslist, but yeah, it was to a hiring agency. But yeah.
See, that's crazy.
Yeah. So sometimes it does
there
work
is
out.
gold out there.
But if you're looking for freelance and things like that,
be careful.
Oh, it's sketch.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, they have some weird ads. Like, sometimes when I'm really bored, I'm just like, what's up, Craigslist? I'm just looking through
some weird shit.
Dude, there's this girl, Elaine Torres, on Instagram. She's a photographer on LA. She's super dope. I think you should work with her one of these days. She does a lot of YouTube videos and stuff like that. And she, like, every other month, she'll post, like, screenshots of the Craigslist in LA. And it's always like the most crazy stuff, like looking for 10 years experience, and it's like pay $25 or something like that. You know what I mean?
God.
Or I'm looking for a lifestyle photographer, like, you know, it's
$10.
$10, or
That's
$1
crazy.
a photo or something like that. Super stupid.
Damn.
But yeah, have you ever experienced any obstacles in modeling?
Obstacles. I mean, my height has always been an issue.
Has your scar come in with any shoots or no?
No.
That's
well, I mean, I always warn them prior. Like, if I'm gonna be in a swimsuit, I'll be like, "Hey, I have this scar," but
clone stamp.
yeah,
Yeah.
But they usually they'll just kind of cover it up. So no, actually, it hasn't been as big of a deal as you would expect it to be.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm still in the process of getting rid of it. So it's like I'm doing what I can until nobody notices, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Kind of sneaking by. And yeah, I would just say my height. Or a lot of things. There I go with my English. I just forget it.
Yeah.
Growing up, or like after the pageant, I guess, I was trying to kind of fit in this box. I was like, I want to look like this, and I want to be in this little box because that's where everybody is, making money or whatever. And I couldn't find a way to fit in the box. But I think what I had learned was, like, agencies work for the models.
That was gonna be my next question.
Yeah, so
Agencies work for the model.
So that when I understood that, I was kind of like, okay, so if they don't like me, it's not a big deal. Somebody's gonna like me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have representation. And I'm looking for somebody to make both of us money. Because I think when I had first started out, I was like, oh, I'm so lucky that I got this job. And now it's just kind of like, no, I got the job and we're both making money. It's like I kind of understand it now. It's like, oh, it's a teamwork. It's a team effort,
Yeah.
So it's
I mean, do you still go out and find your own gigs, or is it mostly just through your agency?
It's mostly through my agency, but like if I'm out and I meet somebody, for example, this happened in Venice when I was shooting that video.
Yeah.
Somebody will walk up to me and be like, "Hey, I want to hire you for this." I'll be like, "That's awesome, thank you."
Go through my agency.
Yeah, thank you for the interest, but go through my agency just because I don't want no sketchiness, and out of respect for my agency, because
exactly.
they get me so much work and they help me so much that I don't want to be like, oh well, I don't want to pay them, or I don't want to pay their fee.
Yeah, because it's not a good look.
Yeah, but I have no problem paying the fee because they get me consistent work. It's like a mutual thing,
Yeah, if your agency sucked, you wouldn't give them shit.
Yeah.
You'd be
Wait,
like,
so
shit.
let's talk, since you talked about agencies, do you think it should be a model's goal to go through agency for all work? Paid work?
Honestly, I just feel like it's safer.
Yeah.
I just at least in my experience, you don't want no weird Craigslist people.
Yeah,
just
you don't
coming
want
out with
You don't want no
25 like
Yo, that story
lingerie.
was crazy.
yeah.
No UFC shit.
You don't want no fake UFC stuff.
Yo, if you guys see a UFC article on Craigslist, stay away. Damn.
Yeah, because they're too legit to be doing something like that, So
Yeah.
I think I personally I would 100%, million % aspire to be with an agency. Only because some people try to rip you off and whatever. But a lot of girls, like, they make a lot more money freelancing. So I don't know. I just feel like, for me, I feel safer.
Yeah.
And I know my agency looks out for me. So I know that they're going to be, like, negotiating a better rate.
Right.
Or,
Yeah.
They
take care of the business aspect of things, and you just focus on
Agency
doing
also writes out contracts and gets your
I was gonna ask, do agencies do a thing where, like, you can, if you're signed to an agency, you can only work on gigs through them, or like you can't book your own things, or like how does that work?
Yeah. So for example, my agency, my mother agency TNG, it's all exclusive. So what that means is I can only work in Vegas through them. Mm-hmm. But that also means that they obviously, being exclusive, basically it raises your rate.
Ooh.
So because I can only work through one certain agency, that means like, oh, okay, they can't negotiate through agency A or agency B if I'm signed hypothetically on agency A and B. Mm-hmm. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, for sure.
If you're not exclusive, you can be signed to all of them. But if you're exclusive, you have one agency, one rate, and nobody else can have you. So it's like if they want to book you, they have to go through the agency and pay that rate.
How do you get signed to an agency? If somebody's like, let's say, little Tina there at home,
little
chilling,
Debbie,
little Debbie watching the morning dinner on a Sunday afternoon, watching your episode. She wants to start modeling, or she has maybe a little bit of background, but she wants to go through to an agency. What is the process of getting signed?
So a lot of agencies have open calls, or you can submit online, which a lot of people get discouraged with that. But I mean, when I did it, it took about 4 months for me to get a reply.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of typical. Like, you have to keep in mind, agencies are flooded with potential models or potential talent all the time. So you have to be patient. But open calls, I would say, is the best. Because you can meet them in person and be like, oh, if they love you, like, it's all about what...
Is that what open call means?
Yeah, open calls just means, like, it's so certain agencies will host open calls. It's like an open audition. So they'll be like, okay, Tuesday from 3 to 4, for example.
Bring your Z card and all that.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Your Z card.
Z card?
Almost.
Shit.
But a lot of, like, open calls don't really require that.
Uh-huh.
Like, sometimes you could just walk in... no makeup, no hair, just walk in barefaced, bubbly personality, whatever, and they'll love you. Or like if they love your look, it doesn't really matter if you don't have material, because an agency will help build you up. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
So if I, let's say I have 0 experience and I have 0 material, anything.
But they see something in you?
Yeah. And I walk in and they're like, oh, wow, we like your look. We could really work with you. Then they'll do it. It's all about just taking the chance, Like a lot of people get discouraged or whatever, but and nowadays, like, you don't have to be 5'9" anymore. You can just kind of
y'all
have
heard
the
it here.
personality. Y'all heard it here.
Have to be. Wait, what did you say? You don't have to be 5'9", 6'2". But I was gonna say one thing. So your agency's only exclusive to Vegas, but do they also have like other ones in New York, or are they only Vegas?
Well, TNG, for example, they are only in Vegas, but what that doesn't mean.
Like, you can still get an agency in New York, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, them being my mother agent, because there's a difference between just being exclusive and then your mother agent. Mother agent means, like, it's their goal is to place you in different markets. So their goal is to, like, help you grow as a model or as a talent, whatever. So that's, just what my most recent trip to LA was about. They sent me up with a couple meetings. To basically push me to go to the market in LA. So they kind of speak for me, and they're like, look, we have this girl, whatever, and they show my photos to a certain agency, and the certain agency will be like, yeah, let's meet her, what's up? And if they like me, then I'll be signed in LA, hypothetically. So my mother agent, they're kind of like
they're
my
building
team.
you.
They're building
That's
me.
crazy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, so it's almost like a also an internship where they're not just like giving you work, but they're also grooming you for a career in that field, and they're helping you. They're actually helping you grow, like you said, growing as an artist, or as a model.
To be honest, it's tight because like I've seen the agencies in music, because I did shows and stuff, and I kind of see how they run stuff. Like, most of the time, what they'll do is like, oh, you're on tour, so they'll hit up a whole bunch of venues that they probably have like a relationship with, and they'll just be like, oh, my artist is on tour. You should book them, blah, blah, blah. But that sounds tight. The mother agent, like, it's actually building you. It's actually helping you.
Yeah, that's why, I mean, at least in the city, no shade, but, like, at least in the city, it's like TNG just kind of, they're the only ones who I feel like have helped me personally grow. So
have you been with any other agency outside of them before?
Yes, a few.
Okay.
Which, I mean, all the other agencies that I've been with in Vegas have been, making me consistent money and everything. It's just with the exclusivity and with that, it's a risk because it's like, you're only with this agency, so you might not, get all the other clients. But with that risk, there's a greater reward,
Right.
Like, they're building me up and getting me out there,
When you sign with them, is there like a certain time limit as far as like contract wise? Like, you have to be exclusive with them for 6 months, a year, 2 years, or
typically 2 years.
Okay. That's pretty.
But I've been with them for like 4 or 5 years, so.
Oh, the loyalty.
So we're chilling.
Yeah. The relationship.
They're like, you're our golden child. We can't lose you.
What's something that somebody should look to in signing with an agency?
I would say genuinely having a connection with your agent. I mean, it sounds so cliche, but it's like, we're all people, communicate, like, tell me your goals and I'll tell you mine, or tell me what, they have to be able to help you in a certain way. So like, let's say I, want to be more of an athletic model. I need to be sure that my agency has certain clients, or
so that you have to let them know, like, I want to start focusing more on fitness clients and whatnot. So I was gonna say, oh damn, I kind of forgot what I was about to say. Back to you, Keem.
Do you have any hidden talents?
Do I have any hidden? Oh God,
yeah.
I
always
do.
like to kind of ask people like, what you have any hidden talents? Might not know.
She flips her eyelids.
You want to see something crazy?
Wait, do you wear glasses?
Yeah.
Do you wear contacts?
No, I don't qualify for contacts.
Why not?
I don't know.
Oh, your eyes aren't that bad?
No, they're bad, but like I don't have peripheral in my left eye.
Oh yeah,
so like
you said
right
you're
now,
legally blind.
I can't see him.
Damn.
I know he's there, but I can't see him.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, so basically,
I can almost see behind me, bro.
Yeah,
I got that super peripheral
must be
vision.
nice.
Damn.
Yeah, but like, so basically, if I put a
nice.
contact on it, it's just not gonna fix
Do
it,
anything.
Yeah.
But when I wear my glasses, I like the big obnoxious glasses.
Yeah.
Not these ones.
Not those.
Bigger?
Even bigger, yeah. I have these ones that are like
Those
that
are
big.
fun.
I don't care. I'll like
tight.
look like Willy Wonka. I don't care. I wanna
Why
be able
is
to
that?
see.
Is that because it
You hate seeing
more
the frame?
surface area?
Honestly,
so you
yeah,
get
more
peripheral?
surface area, like more
Nah,
surface area.
it's
I
because you
just-
want to be different. You want people to be like, whoa, who is that?
No, I just walk around with these big old goggles on. No, but like
caps.
with my glasses, like there's a little bit of a blend,
Yeah.
so it's like I almost see my peripheral, but nah. But it's just hopeless. I just don't,
But what's your hidden talent though?
My hidden talent. Oh God. I don't know if I have any.
Mine is doing this.
I fucking
I don't
hate
think
you.
that's a talent.
What is it? I don't know.
If y'all want to know, he did
He's
that
cheating,
stupid ass
but-
finger shit again.
Yeah.
I know I have a hidden something. I probably haven't discovered it yet. There we go.
Okay.
Oh,
I used to be able to do that. Have you ever heard like that cricket whistle?
No. Like the cholo whistle?
No.
the cholo whistle. What's that?
No, you're talking about the one with the fingers in the mouth. And
Yeah.
you get, no, that's no.
The cholo
I can do that too. Yeah, it's when you call over your food.
Yeah,
your
Hey, food, and then you do the.
And
the
then either you go like this or you. I never
mastered that one.
I'm good at this one, not
Did you
the other
guys
one.
know there's a whole village that can speak in whistling?
Where?
What?
It's like this small little village and they're dying off, but like they can literally whistle to each other and talk.
He's making this up right now.
No, for real. It's like it's crazy. Like they have full conversations. Because
Yeah.
the thing is it's all in the mountains. So they had to find out a way to communicate better because you can't yell. Because after a certain point your thing dies off, but a whistle can pierce through further.
Damn.
So they learned how to whistle and
Science.
shit.
Talking about adaptable, huh?
Wow.
Sorry, I just had to throw that out there. Cause
No, I think that's awesome. I
I
feel
made
like
it up.
No,
I'm just kidding.
I was like, really? I was into that. No, I honestly I think it's funny because all these you think with social media and with phones and like all this stuff is supposed to connect us more, but I feel like it's doing the complete opposite and
Oh, yeah.
disconnecting us. Like
yeah.
my girl and I were talking the other day and she was like on her phone. I'm over here on my phone. And my friend Lindsay, I was just with her in LA.
Shout out Lindsay.
Shout out Lindsay. And we were just both like on our phones. And I was like, dude,
Being foofas.
let's talk. Being foofas. I was like, let's talk. Like, let's kick it.
Yeah.
And both of us were like, wow.
What do we
Like,
do?
Let's do it.
You know what? It is crazy because like you think about like what if you're talking to somebody they send you a message and you don't respond for like the whole day. Maybe you respond the next day. The whole day they're thinking, why are they ignoring me? And you're kind of making up all these things in your head. So I feel you when you're talking about how social media kind of separates and distances people. Yeah, it's easier to.
But it also you can communicate way faster with people, and
That's true.
you can communicate with people more often.
Yeah.
So like you just said, it's that double-edged sword. Like
Yeah.
if you don't text somebody back, they think like, oh my god, he hates me. But it's just like, or she
Yeah.
hates me. But it's like, nah.
Exactly.
Kind of haven't looked at my phone. I think it's just kind of different with us because we don't know yet. We haven't seen this new generation and see how they're gonna be when they're 30. You know what I mean? Because we were still when we were younger, we didn't have phones.
Yeah.
Think about it. We were actually going.
You had
out.
to actually go to the playground and hang
I didn't get a
out.
smartphone until I was in college. I was like maybe 19, 20.
Yeah, bro. I had a I had a flip phone when I was like in 11th grade because my parents were fucking.
Yeah.
Not my parents. They just didn't have money.
Dude, I have
So I had to get my own shit.
I have a cousin. She's like, bro. I swear to God, 3 years old. can't even type, doesn't know any, but you give her an iPad.
She knows how to work
can
that
navigate
shit.
her way to videos. Like she knows how to go to the certain videos to get to recommended and to get to the video that she wants.
Oh my god.
So the double-edged sword that I see is like, fuck, bro, they're progressing fast. Like my little niece, I don't know if she's smart, because she's just a little bit more like,
yeah, I saw my niece.
She can really conversate with me, and she's young, because I know my dumb ass couldn't read till I was like 7. I was stupid as fuck, but that's just me. But like I see how like adaptive and like the things she says, and I'm like, that's for sure because she's getting drowned out with all those YouTube videos and stuff. Yeah. And I don't know what's on those YouTube, like even the kid ones,
Yeah.
So it just trips me out. I really want to see what the new generation, they either might be super like
either
up there,
super
or they're
smart
just too
or super
much.
dumb. I can't tell you. I can't tell. Have you guys seen that episode of Black Mirror?
Ooh, we're gonna talk.
Yeah, we talked about this last night too. With the other podcast.
Dude, we just talked about this last night.
Yeah, the same episode. You know what I'm talking about?
Wait, which one was it?
There's an episode where like, basically like, okay, so we have this social media like profile, personalized whatever profile.
Oh, you're talking about the one with the ratings? Where you give them 5 stars or whatever?
And
no,
like,
I haven't seen it.
Bro, no, you've seen it, haven't you, bro?
Just go.
Basically, just say it. Anyway, so basically like if we're interacting at the grocery store, I meet you and you're checking out your stuff or whatever, I can be like, oh, he's nice, and I give you a couple stars and I rate your
5 out of 5 or whatever.
Yeah, I rate your whole life apparently. So based off of your overall rating, they basically treat it as your credit. So like, oh, you can't buy a fancy house,
That's
or
like
you can't get a good job.
Credit, is that what it is?
What?
You know that's a real thing
What?
in China. They're gonna start. They're gonna start doing it. They're gonna base you.
Yeah, it's kind of
everything
like
you do. They're gonna base you off your credit.
Yeah.
So if you have bad credit, you can't go to certain places. You can't speak with certain people.
Yeah.
Because
oh my god,
yeah, like that. Yeah, in China, it's crazy out there.
Dude,
I don't know what part of China, but I heard it.
This episode was crazy because like she would have literally every interaction, and even got to a point where like her rating got so low from an accident.
So she's a crackhead now, basically.
Yeah,
almost?
like it literally, it could. Yeah, she wouldn't end up going to jail. Like at one point, because she dropped like below a 4.0, she was like a 3.9 or something, 3.8. Her job wouldn't let her in the building.
Yeah.
See, that's
how crazy is that?
Because it know what movie it was? Oh fuck, I don't remember. But they could like literally see people do murders. Like they can see the future and see that you're gonna do a murder, and no matter what,
took a deep turn.
It's
whoa there.
I think it's a Tom Cruise movie, but like they can see that if you're a criminal, and they'll basically put you in jail because
before you even do it.
Yeah, they're like, you're gonna do this because our system is 100% like correct. Now, there's also this anime that I watched. Like it's about the same thing. Like they can see your level of insanity, and China's actually been doing that too. They take photos of you every day, and they can see your emotion. So if you start looking weird, they'll start putting that in the system too. It's like, oh,
and they're doing this now?
Yeah, it's in China.
Dude, I mean, think about it. Like we use our phones, we use our face to unlock our phones,
doing
right?
The same thing.
Yeah. So how do you know that Apple's not creating this sort of like artificial intelligence database where it goes like, okay, every time Kima's unlocked his phone 500 times in a day, what are his most common facial recognitions? Is he mostly sad? You know what I mean? Like, or things like
that's
that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And even with what's his face, who just texted all of us, Trump. Like with that, no, really. So with that text, he now has access to everything. Not to scare the people out there.
Yeah.
Basically, there was this warning text. It was like a presidential.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing.
Yeah.
That.
So
I didn't get it.
Oh.
The Amber Alert thing.
It was like
it was an alert. Okay.
It was a fake alert.
It wasn't
like
a text though. It was an Amber Alert.
Well, basically, if you have received that, they now have access to some chip in your phone that accesses all your contacts, all your search history, all your photos, your camera, which they've already had, but now they got it on lock. So be careful.
Let me show you my iPad real quick. It has a little thing. I can block the camera.
Oh my
see me.
My computer has I too.
Yeah, mine too. I just put a piece of tape over it.
Oh, mine is built in. Just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I that's everything though. I mean, even with Facebook and Google.
That's so funny because we just talked about this. All these, how do you feel about people watching you all the time? Sorry, I cut you off.
I mean, it's just it's weird. It's just like I feel like we should all be scared.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I'm excited.
I don't know if we just completely turn this conversation around. Let's get political over here. I think it's terrifying. Like you don't know. I think what scares me is like I feel like they could put a chip in me or something and just turn me off, or I don't know. Like, we don't know what the hell's going on.
I'm waiting for that day to happen.
We
have
for like no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
And I think it's just weird. It's like somebody can be looking at my location or who I'm talking to or what I look like, whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know what these people have. I don't know the intentions these people have with me. I don't know.
Yep.
It's like, for example.
You have to think about things. No.
Yeah. Everything. You have to second guess everything. Like, even when the cops pull you over, for example, like, you never feel protected when a cop is behind you.
Yeah.
You always feel like, oh, shit. Like,
which you shouldn't feel like that.
Yeah. And it's the opposite. Like, the cops work for you, essentially. They work for your safety, supposedly, right? That's what it says in the... No, but no. It's not how it is.
Because it's power hungry. It sucks because it's... I don't want to put all cops are bad, you know what I mean? But it's just like, fuck, there's so many bad apples.
Yeah.
But I guess there's so many bad apples in every fucking place on earth,
Some just wear uniforms and some just don't. So I same thing. One of my best friends is a cop, so let me chill.
I've been getting a lot of text messages lately, man, talking about you gotta vote in this upcoming election. Yeah. It's pissing me off. I text them back because I know there are people texting me. I'm like, yo, I don't know how you got my number, but you need to stop texting me because I've gotten it from like 3 different people. The last one, I got a text before you got here, and I was like, yo, if you guys don't take my name off that list, I'm voting for Trump. I'm like, yo, stop. Chill.
Hey, that's kind of tight, though.
It's a threat.
Yeah, it's a threat. It's a reverse psychology at that point.
Like, yo, take my name off that list.
Yeah.
Cross it off because I don't want to get any more.
Dude, because that's almost kind of like, that's more like, it's like a needy ass dude coming up to you and fucking.
Dude, I got family member using my phone number, bro. I got like, hey, Roque, it's Marta with I America Action. I'm like, Roque, like, you tell my uncle give you my number? Damn. I got one from my sister, like, hey, Janine.
They're smart, honestly. They're like, we're just going to spam him instead. Just so we don't have to deal with it.
So, can I ask, how do you guys feel about voting? Oh, I don't want. Do you guys want to get that deep?
That's fine. I don't mind. Okay.
I don't really care much for it, to be honest.
What about you?
I do. I mean, I honestly, what's up? Yeah, we're gonna just switch this up. Yeah. I honestly, like, I don't know if lately I've just been taking everything so personal, but I've been trying to keep up with like what's going on, like, with all that, and I just feel like, dude, we really need to do something. Yeah. Even though they're obviously rigging the elections, they're obviously stopping people from voting in where was it, Georgia?
Yeah.
Like
Florida, all these places.
Yeah, like it's I honestly don't think we stand a chance.
Yeah.
But I think I'd rather do everything I can and then be like, okay, I lost with a little dignity.
You want to have that peace of mind of saying, okay, well, at least I did everything that I could have done.
But I honestly just feel like it's getting really scary. Like, I think it's in Illinois. No, I don't know. Wait, maybe I have that messed up. There's some state that slavery is still legal and it's on the ballot. For November 6th.
In the United States?
In the United States.
What?
It's still technically legal.
I know slavery.
I mean, it doesn't happen, but it's technically not abolished yet.
I know slavery, there's legal slavery in other countries. But damn, in the United States too?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes on here. That's
if you really think about it, it wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't at all.
That it was completely legal. So, I mean, people have this like thought in the back of their head that's like, oh, yeah, we wouldn't, this country is not racist. That was hundreds of years ago, all that stuff.
It was like
50 years ago.
50 years ago. Like, people were, I mean, even to this day, people, like, people of color are getting they're getting hurt because of it, So it's still there for sure.
Any color, too. They don't discriminate. They don't like any of the colors.
Yeah.
And it's just rough because it's like, as a Mexican American, whose side are you on? Like, it's hard. I mean, at least I'm a little torn, but I don't know. I just feel like,
because then they'll be like, not dealing with the problem, you're still part of the problem. Exactly. I'm like, damn, you can't win. You can't win anything. I stay away from all that shit because I'm just a little ignorant with that. And like, you know me, I've dug into the deep end of like conspiracies, and I'm like,
no, me too.
I mean, don't know if I can do any of this anymore because I'm just like, it's scary. This is my whole thing, and it's always have an open mind, always stand on both sides, play devil's advocate all the time, but always remember you never really know.
No, like you never know. You never know who's in control. Is that's what you mean?
Yeah. You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I mean, there's a bunch of conspiracies as far as like, there's a handful of group who own 99% of the money in the world and they control countries, wars, and to them it's just a game. You know what I mean? Like, you want to get deep into conspiracy talk. We do this a lot on our show. Like, we literally will go off tangent and start talking about flat earth, alien invasions, and all that stuff. Yeah.
To me, it's also fun. It's also like, because I think that's what life is. It's just you gotta you gotta understand, like, this shit is your sandbox. You can do whatever you want on this planet. You know, of course, follow what feels best with you. You can still feel guilty. You can still feel like a piece of shit. So that doesn't mean you get to go out and murder people because you'll feel terrible. Maybe not all of them. Like, there is some fucking psychos out there, but I think that's why I love it so much, is because it's like you really create your own reality. Everything you do and you think of, like, is your decision at the end of the day. Nobody else's.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or it's just all a simulation.
Coming off conspiracy talk.
Oh, yeah.
Do you, what are your goals for the future?
My goals for the future? You know, honestly, I feel like I should have this question figured out. But I honestly, I think I'm in this kind of phase right now where I'm just kind of still finding myself. And that's as a whole, you know, as a model, as a person, as everything. I don't know where I'm going to end up. I don't know. I don't want to just say I want to just model, because I don't want to limit myself either. I think my goal right now is to broaden my horizons, as in, like, I want to be in different markets. I want to see I want to kind of experiment with myself, as in, like, I want to experiment with talents, or, you know, put myself in uncomfortable situations, like, you know, an acting class and stuff like that.
Yeah, improv.
Yeah,
you should do improv.
Yeah, I love improv.
Yeah.
I get down.
Have you done those? Have you done improv classes? How are those?
They're fun. I mean, they're, like I said, like, you learn about yourself as you're doing it. You're like, whoa, I didn't know I could get
What's
that.
something they asked you to do?
Is
that the shadow boxing?
Become another person.
No, that was this audition.
Damn, that's so crazy.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Yeah, they asked me to shadow box in that one weird audition. That's where the shadow boxing came from. Yeah. But in lingerie, very odd. Anyway, I was like,
what the fuck?
Okay.
Oh, from the UFC one?
Yeah, from the fake UFC one. Yeah, I was like, so you want me to shadow box in lingerie on a bed? Huh.
We're only gonna get your chin down, though.
Yeah, they were like,
what?
You know, it was odd, very odd. I was like, there's something not right here, you know?
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Improv class? Like, did they ask us? Like, what would they ask you? Because I want to do it one day just for fun.
Sometimes it depends on the teacher, but sometimes they'll be like, okay, you're a middle-aged woman, and they're like, you know, the most random things. Yeah. You're a middle-aged woman, and you're his puppy dog.
Oh damn! Yeah. So you got to put yourself in that situation.
Yeah. So sometimes it'll be like random stuff, and you have to legit act like a dog, and it's like hilarious. Like, it's, I think it's funny.
Fucking makes your wittiness go up.
Have you ever watched The Office?
Yes.
Yeah. Every time I think of improv, I think of Michael Scott. When he every time he did like an improv class, he was always the guy where he just took out a gun. He goes like, what is the most like what is the best part of a scene? It's when you feel like you've lost all control or something like that. So when somebody pulls out a gun, that's the most climactic thing you can possibly do. And it was literally like every single scene, like he'd be playing a character, and then he would just walk up to another guy, whisper in his ear, and the guy would just put his hands up and go on the floor. And he goes, "What did he tell you?" He told me he has a gun.
Oh my god!
Are there any Netflix shows that you like to binge?
Netflix shows right now.
You're just too busy.
Just too busy. No, actually, I'm on Westworld right now, which is on HBO.
Yeah.
I'm finishing it up. I love
season
Westworld.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, me either.
I finished season 1, but I haven't gotten to the second one.
I'm trying to finish it because I'm paying $15 a month for that. I need to cancel.
Oh, that's right. You got to pay for it. Damn. So how am I gonna watch it?
You gotta stream it. You can.
What is it? Showtime?
Yeah.
It's HBO.
It's HBO.
Don't you have HBO Go?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you do.
Maybe.
Because I've watched it on your account.
My parents. My parents have HBO. Yeah. So I just log into their account.
Yeah.
It's fine. I pay for Netflix. They use my account all the time.
Mr. and Mrs. Ibarra.
Yeah. Shout out parents. Do you watch anime at all?
Anime? No, I don't.
Anime's
He said, I love anime.
Because that could have been another 35-minute conversation right there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when what have you done an acting audition? Any?
I think part of the same thing, kind of part of the problem, at least for me, is when I was doing all the acting classes and stuff, I was in Vegas and I was a little bit younger, so I didn't really have the right guidance. Because to be real, there's no, like, all the auditions that you want to go to are in LA. So I felt like I was kind of wasting my time and wasting my money, so I stopped, and I've been out of acting classes for like 2 years now. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I need to get back in. It's just kind of one of those things you need to keep practicing.
Yeah, kind of like.
Wait, so do you believe that LA is where people should be if they want to pursue like modeling and dancing and all that arts kind of stuff?
Honestly, I do. I still want to have my residency here. I still want to keep the apartment here, but I think either you need to live in LA or you need to continuously be in LA. Yeah. Or, other markets. Like Atlanta's actually very big market too. So
I got broads in Atlanta.
Boom.
Is it really? For acting? It is. That's crazy.
It is actually. People don't. I think it's like the new Hollywood. The new wave,
I'm waiting for Vegas to become the new wave.
Yeah. They said they were supposed to build like Paramount Pictures like warehouses like in the north or something. Like they bought all this land, but then it might have
in the north.
No, actually,
south. Sorry, south.
Okay, like, I was about to say south.
There ain't nothing over there.
You filming no movies out
there, bro? There's a lot of land out there, bro.
Oh yeah,
that's what you want
for sure.
You don't want no damn south.
But the thing is that like at least where I would get discouraged is like all the big productions that they do in Vegas. Like what was that movie? The Bourne movie.
Oh, the Bourne Identity.
Yeah. Oh,
with Jason Bourne.
Jason Bourne.
What's his name? The actor. I can never remember his name.
I don't know.
Mark Wahlberg.
No, it was Hawkeye, bro. It wasn't Mark Wahlberg, was it?
No,
it was Hawkeye. The dude, Jeremy something.
Yeah.
Jeremy something.
No, he was the
Jeremy Runner. Jeremy Runner or something. Anyways, moving on.
Go back, please.
and like The Hangover and like all the big productions that they do in Vegas.
Yeah.
They bring talent from out of town.
Yeah.
They never hire the local talent.
Yeah.
So it's like,
That's what I've heard. Because it's who you know.
I don't know.
All those people in LA.
When we PA'd for that movie with Robert De Niro, Las Vegas, I knew people that were like, they weren't like actors. They were like background actors.
That's different.
Yeah. Oh, that's different?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then you're right. Yeah. 100%.
I mean, lead roles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They always bring talent from out of town.
Oh, yeah.
So
easy.
I mean, sometimes you'll get a good audition here, but a lot of it is.
I say, dude, you live out in Vegas, you pay that sweet rent because it's so cheap.
You go
out
anywhere
here,
you want to go,
and then you use that money that you would have paid, that extra $1,000 that you would have paid for rent, and just travel.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know what I mean?
That's why, like, I'm gonna try to figure. It sounds like a lot, but I want to try to figure out a way to have my place here.
Yeah.
And have either a little studio or something in
or like
LA.
A room.
Or a room, or just one room.
Yeah.
In LA, what was that? It's like stuck on my hair is giving me issues today. Yeah, but like I want to have a little spot over there and a little spot over here, just because it's so cheap. It's not even worth getting rid of your apartment here.
Yeah.
So does your agency help you with acting auditions too?
Yes.
Well, that's so tight.
Kind of.
Did they go through like another agency?
Yeah. My mother agency here, they just work with what's here. Sometimes we'll get acting auditions, but it's not really common. A lot of it is like commercial acting, like so you're not really speaking.
You're eating food and stuff.
And you're smiling.
That's tight though. I've always wanted to do that.
It's fun, honestly.
I'll do that for free.
You heard it here.
It's not a bad life,
Yeah.
So I'll do that, like the modeling acting, if that makes any sense. So like for the Palisation commercial, for example, there's no dialogue. You just kind of
smiling with the cocktail. What were
your expression has to say it all, right?
Were you playing like slot machines, or were you like a cocktail waitress? Or
I was. What was I doing? I think I was just walking in the background in one of the scenes.
And you smiling.
And then there was another scene where like I win. I do the thing.
Yeah.
And I win. I'm like, oh my god, I won! And you have to do this crazy face.
Yeah.
And
did you have to say it like that?
I'm dramatic as hell. I always will.
That's good.
I want to see that commercial. You gotta send it to me when it's done.
Yeah. It should be out. I think somewhere.
Oh, is it?
I think somewhere.
We don't watch TV anymore, so is it a TV ad or is it a YouTube ad?
It's a TV ad.
Damn.
What? Yeah.
We don't watch TV, so we don't know.
How do you feel about like TV? Do you think people still watch TV? Or do you think people should be adapting to the new medium of like just Netflix, YouTube? That's where all the
streaming
guys are at.
platforms, basically.
I mean, honestly, the only reason I don't watch TV is because I don't have cable.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, at least for me personally, I don't know if I'm just low maintenance, but like it's just an extra cost. Like even the Cox girl was like, oh, she called me with this offer and she's like, we're gonna save you money. And my bill's $75 right now just from internet, and they were gonna bump my bill to $130. I was like, girl, how the hell am I saving money? I just don't want to spend the extra money.
Yeah.
But
see, I'm very technical when I think about things like that. I go like, I'm paying whatever $50-$60 a month for my cable, but I'm only watching one channel really.
Yeah.
That's why I think a lot of companies out there, they're offering the what's it called? Select your channels or whatever. Like I think that's genius. I mean, it's not genius, but like I think the whole subscription model of like you pay for what you see is the way.
I think TV got like maybe like 20 more years of whatever.
I mean, think about it, bro.
Super Bowl, and because it's the what is it? The baby boomers, like that. Those people in that time age, like or that time frame, are passing away. You know, so it's like a lot of the old school people are just getting older and older. Yeah, 20 years. I'll give it. No, 30 years. I'll give it.
Yeah. The thing is, like, you could stream anything nowadays.
You can stream yourself.
Yeah, that's weird.
You can live stream yourself. We're doing it right now. Like, I mean, there's people out there who are YouTubers full time. Like, they have a career on the internet, and then they have like a Patreon page where you pay $5-10 a month, whatever it is, and you get early exclusive access to all their content, premium content, things that's not going to be released to the, you know. And I think that's pretty. Bro,
there's people on YouTube getting money from just eating food and just looking at the camera.
Have you seen things like that?
Oh my god, actually yes.
Like cam girls, but they just eat food.
No, actually, so there's this one show that I used to. It's super weird.
Is it on TLC?
No, it's on YouTube. It's just okay. So I was doing this cleanse, right? This like juice cleanse.
Yeah.
And by day 2, I was dying. I was like, oh my god, this is the stupidest thing I've ever done. But like, you know, you spend so much money on those things, you have to like finish it.
You got the Amazon pack.
Yeah. So like I was like, all right. And I started watching this girl eat like carne asada fries. And it was like I looked at it like, oh my God, I actually taste what she's eating. And it was like the weirdest thing I ever experienced. Cause like, this is actually quite intriguing to watch this girl eat.
Have you ever seen ASMR?
Yeah. I don't really get that. Kind of freaks me out.
You don't get it?
I get it, but like, I don't.
That shit gives me goosebumps. I can't even lie.
It like freaks me out.
I heard the video and they're like, oh, we can't do it here.
I mean, there's some that are entertainment, but there's just some that are stupid.
Dude, know what's crazy? Like, you ever do the 3D sound with the earphones?
Oh, the binaural?
They have like the it sounds like you're getting your head shaved.
The haircut.
Yo, that shit fucking. It was so realistic to me when it did that. Like when it sounded like a cut, I flinched. Yeah. I was like, oh shit.
There's this video on YouTube that they use binaural audio recording techniques, which is basically it's really good at allocating where the sound is coming from in your headphones.
So it sounds like it's back here.
So you're getting a haircut. You're essentially getting a virtual haircut. You put the headphones on and you can hear exactly where in your head the thing is moving. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, like how close and how far.
Technology,
it tripped me out. Like I flinched. I was like, whoa.
That's so weird. Like our brains are so technical that like it's crazy.
Now you mix that with virtual reality and we're screwed.
Oh no. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I think those things are.
You don't like
weird.
virtual reality?
No, I don't like it at all.
I think it'll be so tight because see, I'm a gamer, so like I want to see an RPG world. I want to look good too. I want to be like.
But Natalia, if you're gonna be an actress, you're gonna be in movies that are virtual reality future.
No, I know, but like. Yeah. I know,
that's different though. Still,
it's different. You know, we're not there yet, but I don't know. It's the same concept as like the social media thing. I feel like you're literally covering your entire face.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you're blocking off our actual view.
Yeah.
To have this virtual, I don't know. Maybe I'm just like old school. I just don't understand it. Like, instead of virtually getting some coffee, why don't you just get some coffee?
Oh,
you know, like
I see.
I don't know.
I was thinking. See, I think more video game based.
Yeah,
I think the video games is tight. Like, I think it makes sense. But like,
do you think we're living in a virtual simulation right now?
Dun dun dun.
Have you heard of that?
Yes, I have actually.
Have you watched Mr. Robot?
No.
TV show? Oh, you should watch that because I think that's what it's all about, right?
No.
That's what we think it's about. That's what I think it's about.
Did you read some shit on the internet about it?
What's it about?
What?
No, it's just about hacking and it's.
Do I know something you don't?
Seems like it.
Ooh, fight.
My bad, bro.
Wait, season 3 is the last one.
I haven't watched season 3.
Oh,
I could be wrong, but
no, it's not about that.
Yeah. It's not.
Or is it? What the fuck?
Yeah. See, now you're thinking about it. Yeah. Now you're thinking about it.
It's a really good show.
What's it called?
It's Mr. Robot. It's about this like really good hacker, and it's the thing is like they use like what is it? They're in the same time frame we're in, basically. So about the cryptocurrencies and all that, and taking out the government, and what would actually happen if you took out the banking system, and how they probably wouldn't get affected by it, and it'd still have other ways, and what they're gonna try to do with that. Like it's so much shit, and just how they put everything together, and how fucked up shit really is. Too.
If you like Westworld, like you like the whole thought of like you like watching a show and thinking about it and thinking about crazy concepts. I think Mr. Robot would be a good show.
Where is it? Where can I find it?
Is it like TBS or
Amazon
something.
Prime has it. I know that the first 2 seasons, and then
it's Robot Man.
Mr. Robot,
Super Robot,
Mr. Robot, Superman.
Oh, okay. Wait.
Mr. Robot.
Mr. Robot. My bad.
Yeah. I think it's not AMC. It's
I don't know.
I think Robot Man's funnier, but
yeah, it sounds like a cartoon.
Well, we covered a lot in this podcast, and I think we're hitting the 2-hour mark right now. Close to it, yeah.
We're some interesting folks.
Yeah, you are.
But thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Yeah,
thank you.
Podcast. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put all your information down in the description for the video, iTunes, Spotify, all that's good stuff. Probably put the episode out tomorrow. But thank you for being on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Do you want to know? Do you want to let people know where they can find you?
Yes, on Instagram, my name is Natalia de Rosas. So Natalia de Rosas. I know sometimes I get super Latin, but I'm not on Facebook anymore. Twitter, I'm not really interested on Twitter. So just Instagram. That's all I got.
There you go. That's all you need.
Natalia de Rosa.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
I was gonna say you kind of need a website, but if you have an agency, you don't really need one, right?
Yeah, they kind of handle that for me.
I'll make you one.
Care of that.
I mean, I started. That's it. That's it.
That's it. Are you sure? I got more.
I got 17.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being on, and thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you guys on the next morning dinner.
Every time I come in the kitchen, you in the kitchen, in the goddamn refrigerator.
I sure am hungry.